Everyone, myself Upasna. Welcome you on Upasna's Live again. Last time we discussed is about the pandemic effect. So now I'm back with some other more detailing about like as we all are at home. So self-awareness is something which is more important nowadays. So hope you all are doing good and well. And we would today we had a guest. I'll just introduce about him without wasting a time. Giuseppe, he is an international lawyer involved in marketing for 20 years. He gained experience in using right professional tools for business, digital marketing, worked for 15 hours for 20 years, losing control of his inner life, started a self program to gain awareness of his inner self and discovered a new life made of self acceptance and self growth. So yeah, the time and situation is a very difficult one. So after analyzing so many points and thinking, now I'm back with self-awareness, which is more important. Why is it important? Like when we have a clear idea of ourself, what are our positive sides, what are our points where we need to grow, it's more good to know about ourselves to progress. So more on it, I'll introduce you to our guest, and he will better explain you all. So I'm just inviting him. I can't see him actually live. Yeah, I got him. Hope you all are doing good. Let's wait for a guest. Hello,
I sorry, I was
how are
just
you?
I'm fine. Yourself?
Fine too.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you so much for giving your time today to us.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. It's a great pleasure to be here with you.
So your topic is very nice. I mean, when I was going through this pandemic situation, you might have heard about India. There's a lot of changes, that Corona time has really changed the mental and physical. And like from last 1.5 year, I mean, I am not out from my house. So it has impacted a lot mentally, emotionally on all the levels. Though being in the healthcare field, even we all are human, so we need also some break. And when we are lost, we need to focus on ourselves, and then we can at least, you know, understand what is going on with us, where are we, and that awareness is too much required. So I thought this is the best time after discussing about that corona pre and post care, to better talk on this, on self awareness.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. I must say that the pandemic, which started in Italy in February 2020, just gave me an acceleration to my process in the sense that my process was already started in the past. I'm talking about let's say 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And certainly the pandemic and the lockdown, especially at the very beginning, gave it to me the chance to accelerate all my process. Because you are absolutely right, the pandemic really had impact on our, first of all, I think mental health, and I think that everyone has been affected, from children to the eldest. And I believe that those, both the children and the eldest, suffered a lot from a mental point of view.
Right, right. So, like, um, what did bring you to the focus on self-awareness?
Well, first of all, my past life, in the sense that I had almost can't say a normal life. Well, I certainly had some problems in my when I was a child or adolescent, but then everything started being normal, in the sense that I studied, I took these, then I started working. I was absolutely passionate about my work, and I was so passionate that I was used really to work, I don't know, 15 years a day without any interruption and without any. Well, I was not complaining about the number of hours I was working, but at certain point in my life, I started realizing that I missed something. And what I missed was exactly the, let's say, the dialogue with myself, in the sense that I was only thinking about work, producing for my clients, helping my clients. But then I started thinking about, well, what about myself? Really, I couldn't stand an entire weekend alone in my home. I couldn't stand even a day alone at my home, just because I couldn't think anything. So I realized, well, hold on a second, something must go wrong, because I believe that one thing which is very crucial, very important, and here in the community we talk every day, almost every day, about self-awareness, inner voices, discussion, or even thinking about ourselves and love ourselves is something very crucial. So at a certain point in my life, I discovered that this was exactly what I was missing. I mean, there was myself just dealing with the outside world, and
Right.
nothing with myself. So that was what actually brought me here where I am today.
Great,
Yeah.
great. So, what is self-awareness? How can you define it?
Well, I think that, well, of course, I'm neither a coach, I'm neither nor a mentor. So to me, self-awareness means being aware of your inner self. I mean, there is something inside of you. You can call it inside of your mind, you can call it inside of your soul, you can call it, I mean, spiritually. Whatever you call it, either you are religious or not religious, there is someone who's talking to you inside, and you don't see it.
Right.
You are only able to listen at it. And that's it. To me, self-awareness means basically being very aware that you have something or someone else, a part of your body, which tries every day to talk to you. Self-awareness
Right.
means exactly to listen at your inner voice.
Correct. The intuition also come from that side.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Which is something very crucial, I think, because it gives you freedom. Freedom exactly to stay one day or one weekend alone in your home without any contact with the outside world, but you are happy because you are talking with yourself. You are focusing on yourself.
Right, right. So, what steps self-awareness implies? Like,
Ah, well, that's a very, I would say, 1 billion question, because I believe it's a very long process, because it starts, well, to me, for me, it started with some voices. Certainly implies that you must be at peace with yourself. So even that, which I believe is the first step, is a very long process, because you must be ready, first of all, to listen to yourself. You must be ready to react to whatever your inner voice says to you. So to me, again, I believe that implies to be very patient, to be very, very calm, and to be well, at your self disposal. I mean, you must be ready to listen at yourself, whatever it is, because of course, if you have, well, it happened to me. I never talked to myself for so many years that I have many things to talk with myself. So the first thing is that be ready to talk to yourself, having no fear of whatever your inner voice has to tell you, which can be something related to your childhood, or can be related to some traumas that someone can have had in the past. But the first thing is, again, to be ready. The second one is to alimент yourself, to focus on yourself, and to have your thoughts going, let them go wherever they want to bring you.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Good. And this is necessary for every individual, I guess.
Well, to me, yes. To me, yes. In the sense that, well, this morning I posted.
Because when we come, in public, or in not like in social life, I'm talking about, like in a group of people, then there is comparison, competition, and like all those things too much, and where we, forget about ourselves, that we all are unique, and we ourselves have some qualities, we have some plus, we have some minus, we have to grow on it, like exactly as our thumbprints are different, we all are different. So by the self awareness is actually key to this. So
You're absolutely right, and you are exactly. Let me say that you touched the point, which is almost, well, I believe the purpose of everyone, because
right,
self-awareness is maybe only the first stage to go to self-love, to self-consideration, to well, yes, to self-love, because at the very end, you are absolutely unique. You are not you are not a number, first of all, and to really appreciate whatever you do, whatever you feel, you must be first of all aware of what you are at the right at that specific time. So you are absolutely
right,
right, because at the very end, the self-awareness is only the very first stage. And the reason why I'm now
right,
focusing on self-awareness is that because it's a very long process, and my aim is, of course, to share my process, again, my personal process, with whomever could benefit from this. But you are absolutely right, because self-awareness will bring you to self-love, self-consideration, self-esteem, because we face so many troubles in this current
right.
world.
Self care too.
Absolutely, 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 absolutely. Even from a physical point of view, self-care of our body, which is something that I always ignored in my life. I didn't really realize that the body is the first thing. If you are very good with your body, then you can focus on your mind or your soul or whatever is part of yourself. So you touched
Right,
a very,
right.
very important point. Yes.
But sometimes it's calculated as a selfishness. Like whenever I talk about self care, people take it as you're so selfish. So,
Well,
that's difficult to manage at that moment.
yes, you are absolutely right. To me, it means that you have not yet defined what self-awareness is, because just you are confusing it with selfish, with being selfish. I do believe, and I must be honest on this, we always need a sort of social acceptance, but I think that the first step is to being aware that the other's opinion can be only opinion, can only be
Right,
suggestions. I don't care much unless they give me something that I can, let's say, own, that I can use to myself. So if you are viewed by others as selfish, well, that's not at all my business. It's their business. The opinion that they have
right,
about myself really don't care. I mean, it's not my business. I realize that self-awareness is not being selfish, because it's a sort of, let's say, balance about and between taking care of you, and if you can take care of yourself, you can be a better person in the relationship with other people, with other persons. So I don't really believe that self-awareness and selfish are the same thing. And honestly, once you have completed, let me say, your process of self-awareness, you will realize that you can, first of all, be of very great help to others, and that you are not at all selfish. You are very well aware of your powers, of your strengths, of your great point, at the point that you can help someone else. So I don't think that can be confused. It can be confused by someone who has never started the self-awareness process.
Right, right, right. So even the self-awareness or self-care or whatever we go deep inside about us to analyze, to understand, to groom ourselves more, we do need a boundaries for that, right?
Absolutely.
This is a very much nowadays going on in my mind, like boundaries is required. As you said that you were not aware about self-care and self-awareness, like the same I was not even knowing about the boundaries.
Absolutely.
So when I came across that, like, you just go and if whatever relation you have with anyone, you are just, giving your 100%. And then in return, somewhere you are like hurted or like anything which is not acceptable for you. And they are doing it, knowingly, those things, like, then you struggle and then you understand that yes, boundaries are too required for every relation. And all the successful people, even those who are at their top, have boundaries with their self-awareness, because they know that what quality they have, and by that self-awareness they go on shining with boundaries.
Absolutely, that's absolutely amazing. That's great because I believe that first of all you should. Well, the thing that I did with myself was to impose, self-impose some boundaries because the first thing that I've learned was to say no, first of all, to myself and also sometimes to others, which again, it doesn't mean to be selfish. It happened to me, for instance, and I think that it happens to many of us to be in a toxic relationship, either with friends or with I don't know, with employer. So the first thing is to know that we and I did have some boundaries. I cannot go beyond such boundaries because it was only harmful for myself. So the first thing is to have the courage to impose some boundaries in the relationship with the others. But the saying no to others means, first of all, saying no to yourself, because you know that you cannot go too far away from your capabilities, that you are not, I don't know, a super ego, that you have some limitation, and that's absolutely great because you have some limits, but you have also some strengths which allow
You
you.
have your own self-respect too.
Absolutely yes, absolutely yes. And saying no to yourself is part of your self-respect, I believe. So you said something very, very crucial in this process.
Thank you. And the last question I would like to ask you, like, how you amplify those daily self-awareness in yourself, so that
Uh,
even I'll try now.
yeah. Well, the first thing is that I wake up very early in the morning. I think that this is an habit which gives you, first of all, some discipline because whenever the world is still sleeping, I have and we can have some very relaxing timing for ourselves. I know people and I know friends who focused on self-awareness before going to bed at night. I didn't find it very useful to me just because I'm very tired, so I'm very confused. I'm really keen to go to bed and switch the light off. So what I do is just to wake up early in the morning and to focus my best energy to my self-awareness. And of course, I start with some prayers again. I mean, doing some prayers doesn't necessarily mean that you are a religious person. You can just be thankful that you have another day. The second thing is just to write something that comes to your mind. Well, that's something that comes to my mind, because this allow me to, let's say, know what to do the next day. Because I know what I've done the day before, I can say to myself, well, I did something very good. I did have a very great time, so I want to do something a little bit more today, just to encourage myself and to increase my self-esteem. And this is a process that honestly at the very beginning was very tough, very difficult, because I was sitting on my table with a white piece of paper, with a pen, without really writing anything. Now I just need to look at my watch, and it gave me 10, 15 minutes, because otherwise I will write dozens of pages. But it's important to stay with yourself. And I found that just writing gives you more confidence, more capability to express all your feelings, which is amazing, especially in the morning,
Right.
because then you start your working routine. I don't know, in your family, in your work, in the whatever your activities are, with a different level of energy. You are aware of what you are, and you are aware of your value. You have thought about your previous day. You can plan your coming day, and that's amazing. So nothing special. Then I do some workout, but I mean that's more for the body, of course. And but I mean, it's a morning routine, and anyone has can have it's his or her morning routine, but it's important to start the day, in my view, with a positive mind and with a positive approach to life.
Right, right. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, actually. I mean, I guess 1.5 or 2 hours it require for you in the morning for yourself.
Say it again, sorry.
1.5 hour or 2 hours for yourself. I guess in the morning you take out for your self-awareness,
You mean
right?
how many time?
How much of hour it takes? Like you said in the morning,
Yeah.
you wake up.
Well, more or less 1 hour and a half. 1 hour and a half. After 1 hour,
Okay,
yeah, one
great.
hour and a half is enough to me. It could be too much. I mean, there are certain coaches or mentors which says that you just need to limit it to 1 hour. But I think that you should adapt and adjust any magic rule, which I don't really believe exists, to yourself. So I usually wake up at 5, and let's say that at 6:30 I'm ready to start my normal life. But in 1 hour and 1 hour and a half, I had the time to pray in a full relaxing situation, to write, meditate, and to do some workout, and then of course a great breakfast to start with energy. But yeah, I think
Great.
well, to me myself, generally speaking, it's between 1 hour and 1 hour and a half. It really depends on the day.
Great, great. So this 1 hour charging we need it.
Well, at least I need it. I need it. Certainly, I need
Like our
it.
mobile also need charging, so the self-awareness charging for 1 hour even
Ab-
we need.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. One important thing is exactly to stay very far away from mobiles phone, emails, social media, and the like. Just consider that you are alone
Right,
in the world,
right, right, right.
with yourself, of course.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Really, thank you so much for your time and the wonderful tips you gave us, and especially the charging point.
Yeah. Thank you
So
so
we
much.
everyone need it. So see you again
Yes.
later
Yeah.
someday.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else you want to say? Like from
No,
my side,
well,
I'm done.
I think that we touched the main point. Of course, we could talk about that for hours, and you can give, of course, your suggestions, your input, and you are very active on this spiritual part of the human beings. So it would be lovely to have another session, and I'm sure that we will have it in the future. So Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Giuseppe, and all the viewers for coming up. And any doubts or questions you have, so please you can share with us, even with the Giuseppe. Follow his account. He's awesome with his knowledge of self-awareness and self-growth. So see you all again soon.
Thank you so much.
Till then,
Thank you.
take care.
Take care.
And I'm
Bye-bye.
coming back after the self-awareness with a mind growth of mind with
Derek.
Derek.
Yeah. I
So
know, and
yeah.
I will be here, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you so
So see
much.
you on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Joseph.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.